Okay, so to start, I'm just going to go ahead and reset the scale of my ball back to 1. And to start with, I don't want the squash and stretch to originate within the center of the object, because if I do that, then like as I scale it down in Y, I'm going to have to move it down to put it down on the ground. That's going to be a hassle. So I'm going to put the pivot of the object on the ground itself, or on the point that contacts the ground. So I'm going to do Control 1 to isolate select the ball, so I'm only looking at it. Press F to put it in the center of the frame. Press D to go to pivot select mode. And I want to get this point. So like right now you see it's pre-highlighting edges. And if I click those edges, it's going to put the pivot on the edge or the face. I want to get this point down here at the bottom. All right, got it. I'm gonna press D again. Now if I go to R, now my ball scales from the bottom. So when I get this set up, the impact will basically be happening from the bottom, and I won't have to worry about repositioning the ball. So I'm going to press Control 1 to go out of isolate select, and just try that again. So yeah, you see that's working just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how that works on the box and the pyramid. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the pyramids. Isolate select with Control 1. Press F to frame. Go to Modify and Center Pivot. So the pyramid doesn't have a point directly at the bottom. So the way I'm going to set its pivot is I'm just going to select this face. So I'm going to press D, click that, and there it goes. And even though my gnomon axis here, this little gizmo is looking rotated, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's the most important thing is that the axes are actually at 90-degree angles from each other. As long as they're at 90-degree angles from each other, it doesn't really matter where they're aligned to. I can scale them, and since I'm going to be scaling them, based on a relationship to Y, these can be pointing any which way. It doesn't really matter as long as Y is up. So don't worry if you've got an object and it's not, if the red isn't pointed directly down the X of the world and the Z isn't pointed directly down the Z of the world. Press Control 1 to get out of that. The box has kind of got the same thing going on. Control 1 to isolate, except there is a point in the center of it, at least for mine. And I just added a bunch of divisions to it. All right, so let's continue setting up the ball here.